Hey, all of you out there in Eorzea, welcome to She Heals, I Tank, your weekly Final Fantasy XIV podcast. Today is Friday, September 4th, and this is episode 233 of the Shit Podcast. I'm your host, Vegan Pete, and today my co-host is none other than Chille from Moogle Go Round Radio. How are you doing tonight, Chille?
I'm not too bad, thank you. How about you?
I am doing great now that you're here with me, Chille. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I know it's very late there in the UK, so thank you so much.
No problem.
Even though I'm very glad to have you, Chille, I am a little sad that once again Avi is still not quite better enough to join us for the show. I know she really wishes she could be on with you, Chille. I wish she could be on. While she is improving and can have a conversation for a few minutes, it goes away quickly after that. But after dealing with it for a month, her appointment that she made with the ear, nose, and throat doctor is finally next week. So that's how long it takes to get an appointment here. Yeah, she made the appointment thinking that she wouldn't have to go and her voice would just come back, but now it's been so long that it's actually time for her appointment. But anyway, just wanted to give you guys a little update. Hopefully she will be back soon. And she has a lot to talk about. She even though she hasn't been able to talk about anything she's been doing in the game, she actually has been doing quite a bit, and she is itching to talk about it. So she misses all of you as well, and we have a lot to talk about today as well. But before we get into any of that, we need to thank everyone joining us here live at twitch.tv/SheHealsITank, watching on YouTube, or listening via the podcast. Thank you so much. You really are the reason we do this little podcast. And a big thank you to everyone who subbed this week. And since it's the first episode of the month, we like to shout out our recurring subs too. So thank you to Damakase86 and Zalbag8 for 2 months. Spookatron for 3 months. Serenity317 4 months. Exterminate Batkid01, Reisna, and Esper Eidolon for 5 months. Kitsune Claire for 6 months. Unlucky Assassin Satyr Eagles Claw 7 months. Argonaut 54 9 months. Allura for real 10 months. Johnny Smith Apple 11 months. And coming in at 1 year, we have Ursa Laser and Mieko FF14 at 13 months. We got Sweecy 50 with the tier 3 sub. And Raw Chicken Baguette, both 13 months. King of No Coast 14, Aurora 42 16, Ace Kaneki 20, Shintir and Broly 489, and Hyper Pixie Gaming all coming in at 21 months. Vengic at 25 months. KK McLeod 28, Aurori 31, Aja 30 for 32, Sorceress 180 for 36, and my co-host tonight, the real hot Chili Pepper, clocking in at 37 months. That's 3 years and 1 month, Chille.
Yep, I've been here that long.
I can't believe
you haven't got rid of me yet.
Can't believe we've been doing it for this long, and I can't believe that you've been supporting us for this long. So thank you so much for being here and for being a huge supporter. Speaking of...
I can't stop. Sorceress will take over me then.
It's a race. Speaking of supporters, and it being the first episode of the month, we like to open up the community roundup to you, the community. So when we get to the community roundup, feel free to call in. You got to join the Discord, hop in the On Deck channel, and then we'll bring you into live on air so you can let us know what you have going on, or maybe a project that a friend has going on. And you just want to give a shout out to a creator that you want to support, feel free to do that as well. Well, I think we should get right into it with everyone's favorite segment,
Greenleaf Minute.
It's the Greenleaf Minute. Sounded just like Avi. You didn't even know she was gone. And one of the things I know a lot of people like to do when a patch first gets released is figure out how they can get all the new mounts. So I thought we could go over what all the new mounts are and where you can get them. What is the first one that we can get from the Mog Station, Chille?
The Carriage Chocobo.
I feel like you're the Mog Station connoisseur.
Look, just because I spend so much money on the Mog Station that Square Enix sends me emails saying stop spending money. Nah.
Are you sure you want to do that?
I actually really dislike the new system, to be honest. The new Square Enix store.
The online store, the Final Fantasy
Yeah,
XIV
I
online?
really hate it.
Why is that?
Because every time I go, like, I might go say, oh, I'm watching a stream. I'm like, oh, they're doing well. I might buy them a gift to, put on stream. I click gift. I'd go to, then it says log in. Okay. Then click Krista. And then it say log in. I'm like, I just logged in 5 seconds ago. Why are you asking me to log in again? I have to log in like 2 or 3 times anytime I gift anyone anything if I just do it randomly.
Oh, I didn't know that. It seemed pretty streamlined for me. I wasn't a big fan of the Mog Station, but I never used Krista either. I don't know if that could be it.
I prefer Krista because that way, I've heard horror stories of cash, especially if you buy a lot of things. That sometimes the bank companies can like flag it in case.
Yeah, I
So
have.
at least with Krista, I can not have the problem.
Have heard about those chargeback stories where if you get a chargeback on your debit card, they will basically just shut down your account. So yeah, this Carriage Chocobo mount only obtainable through the online store, so you will have to pay for it. It looks great, but it's $36, Chille. What is that in money over on your side of the world?
That would be about £30, but the mount is actually 23 here.
Oh.
So it's actually $30. So if you buy in the UK,
you're taking advantage of that exchange rate.
Yeah.
What'd you think about this Carriage Chocobo? You a fan of it?
I've been really tempted to buy it for myself. I really like it.
Yeah. I like it, but it's not $36 worth of like for me.
No, that's why I'm going to wait for a sale.
Yeah.
I'll probably buy it and gift it to people, but I'm not going to buy it for myself.
Another very cool mount is the Rolling Tankard. I think you have this one already, Chille. This is the one that you can get without having to pay for it. However, you do need to have a crafter to at least level 70 so you can do the new Dwarf Beast Tribe quests. You need to rank your dwarf reputation up to 7 and you'll be able to grab the Rolling Tankard ignition key, which grants you the mount when you use it. And I think probably one of the best mounts in the game already.
Yes, and it becomes even funnier if you're a bigger race.
And I saw a whole bunch of people lining up in Idleshire with him, shooting the cannon out of it. It's a good time to have. Was this your favorite one of the new patches, or favorite mount of the new patch?
Pretty much, yeah. Yeah, I think so.
I think so too. And a little bit of a spoiler for this next one has to do with a fight that we have in patch 5.3. You can get the Gwyber of Light mount, and it's the mount you get from beating a Warrior of Light Extreme, or as its real name is, the Seat of Sacrifice Extreme. Beat that, and you'll have a chance to of a Gwyber of the Light Trumpet dropping to use to get the mount. So this is your standard primal mount that has a chance to drop every time you beat it, or eventually they'll make it so if you get 99 of the drops, you'll be able to turn those in for the mount.
Yeah.
I have not seen this mount yet, so I have no idea what it looks like.
I haven't either.
One that I have seen occasionally, I know KK McLeod in chat breaks it out occasionally to show off, is the Jabanian Couch, which is the new mount from the latest Yokai Watch event. To do this, you'll need to collect all Yokai Watch minions and weapons. Do that, and you'll get an achievement. Head on over to Old Jonathas and Old Gridania, and you'll be able to get the Jabanian Couch medal, which grants you the mount when used. You planning on getting this, Chille?
Yes, I still need to get my first weapon on Gilgamesh, though.
I thought you got 10 medals when you were farming with me.
Yeah, but I didn't want to hand it, because I still need to get the lower level one still. Yeah, the 5.
Oh, you wanted a specific... I mean, if you're going to get all of them, it doesn't matter which one you turn in first.
True. That is true.
I think it's a goofy little mount, but I think it's pretty cool. And I think that goes with just about everything with the Yokai Watch. I don't think any of them look like that amazing. They're just kind of goofy and different. Kind of like me. I don't know. Then we have the Instacatus. Whoa, did I just fucking DC? Did they institute the new?
No, I'm stood here.
Kicked me out. Kicked me out of game. Well, what mount are we getting next, Chille, so I can log back in?
Huh. I checked the stream. We're getting the this is what I'm gonna say. We're Insidious Whistle.
Yes.
The new mount from Fox Hollows. This takes 600 Fox leaves to obtain, but there's another way to get this. If you're happy to get lucky on your Wondrous Tales and get free lines, you can select Chloe's Gold Certification of Commendation. I can say words, honestly, as your reward, and turn that in for the whistle, which gives you the mount, which is a unicorn.
Yeah, I like this one a lot. Some people said they were underwhelmed by it. I thought it looked kind of cool.
Oh yeah, Avi just got kicked out as well.
Yeah, apparently chat is telling us that in the firmament, you will get kicked if you're AFK for too long. Live and learn. So I guess, oh shit, kicked me all the way out.
Ah, sweet. She Heals Our Tank is now hosted by KK McLeod, Oni, and Chille.
Which is a real bummer, because what's the next mount, Chille?
The next mount is a amazing dragon from Ishgardian. I believe you'll be able to get her this week if you've done the custom deliveries.
It's the dragon you're standing by right now, Chille.
I don't see it on my screen.
Oh, you don't see it on your screen? You gotta unlock your custom deliveries, Chille.
I see a Lalafell. Can that be a dragon?
I guess if they ever make a... Okay, apparently I'm just like super stupid and don't know which way I'm going.
You can use the crystal.
I think I need to go to the big one, but I don't know why it just didn't let me in right here.
That's what she said.
Okay, now...
do you want me to do the last mount?
Sure, go ahead.
The last mount is the Magitech Hyper Conveyor, which can't be obtained quite yet. The mount that's going to be awarded for the top 100 Feast players on each data center. So if you want a shot, go play that PvPs.
Yeah, you gonna go for this, Chille? Have you gone for any of the Feast ones in the past?
No, it's Feast. I can't be bothered. I can't really do it on NA servers because ping really helps with PvP, and my ping is barely good enough to do other things.
I honestly don't know if I've ever done the Feast since like it was released. Like I did it a couple times when it was first released, and after that I don't think I ever did it again.
McLeod says I have the mount, only the big one.
I don't know which mount he's talking about exactly, but I think my favorite is probably the tank mount, the rolling tankard from the dwarves. After that, it's L2, the little dragon from custom deliveries, which had a really good story leading up to it as well. I think you need to do it, Chille.
I will have to do it sometime.
And then the Incitatus whistle, I think, is pretty cool. And I would like to get that Feast mount, but I'm pretty sure I'm not going to. And then the Gweeber of Light, then the Jabanian couch, but I think they're all pretty good.
The problem with the Gweeber of Light, at least, I don't have the desire to farm it, because how they do with all the previous primal mounts is that at the end of the expansion / early next expansion, they're gonna increase the drop rate, and we're gonna be high enough to just kill it faster anyway for farming.
Yeah, I feel like I have enough to do in-game already that I don't need to farm for something that's going to be easily obtainable if I just wait a little while.
Yeah.
Like for a relic weapon or whatever, that's going to, kind of help you right away. But for just a mount, yeah, that's not my thing. I'll definitely do extreme primals to help people get their first clears and stuff, but I
Oh yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, I definitely don't need to farm.
It.
All right, but that is how you get all of the mounts in patch 5.3. And even though Avi isn't here to enjoy it, we're still going to do her favorite segment. It's the tweet of the week. It is the tweet of the week. And this one actually is for Avi because everyone was so awesome on Twitter and Discord because Wednesday was Avi's birthday and you all showed up in force wishing her a happy birthday. So thank you everyone who tweeted, who sent her messages on Discord. It was really cool, really made her day. So thank you everyone for sending. Oh, she's gonna try to talk, but she hit the wrong button. I don't think that came through, Avi.
I think I heard thank you.
All right. If you couldn't hear her, she said thank you, everyone. Yeah, and now she's probably gonna have to go ice her voice. Hey, you probably heard the cough. But yeah, thank you everyone for the birthday wishes. She really appreciates it. So you're all the tweet of the week. All of you who sent happy birthday to her. Thank you so much. Now it's time for news and notes from around the realm. And on September 8th, so just next week, we're going to be getting patch 5.31. And with that, we will be getting the next phase of the Ishgardian Restoration. With that, you'll also be able to work your way up the Ishgardian Restoration rankings. And once again, you'll be able to devote all your playtime into macroing items to turn in for Skyward points. Get into the top 12 in a craft or a gatherer, and you'll get a special title and achievement. Places 13th to 100 will also get a lesser title and achievement, and you have until September 17th to rack up those points. So just a little bit over a week. Did you do this at all the first time around?
Nope. No, I didn't. I'm rubbish at crafting, okay?
It's gathering too.
That's true. But
Right.
diadem. I'd have to sit here with Netflix open.
It's not a bad Saturday occasionally. I didn't really do this as well when I found out it was only going to be like a week and a half time to do it. Because I'm like, probably if I put all my free time that I had into that, I still wouldn't break into the top 12. So I just decided not to really give it a shot. Just because I know there's way more players that are like in school still and have tons of time, and I just don't have that. But congrats to everyone that does get into the top 12 and the top 100. Looks like there's also going to be new things to buy with your Sky Builder scripts that you get from this. A very Ishgardian styled suit that looks pretty slick. It also has boots with what looks like little tails coming out of them for some reason. That's the only thing that looks a little off to me. What'd you think about these new suits?
Yeah, the tails looked a bit weird. Everything else looked okay to me.
Yeah, the boots they look pretty slick, and then you get like up to about the calf height, and then there's like a little blue, like almost foxtail coming out of it, and it looks really weird. But I like the two-tone. It's like blue and gray. Got a little like beret hat with a feather coming out of it. I also don't know if I like the cuffs around the hands either. But overall, I really like the look of like the jacket and the pants. Just the boots that are really throwing me off a little bit. And there's also going to be new parasols. It looks like they took the classic red and white checkered picnic tablecloth and made an umbrella out of it. They also made a blue and white checkered one. You ever take your parasol out, Chille?
Occasionally, yeah, when it rains.
Do you really?
Or when it's sunny. Yeah.
I haven't done that. Something
like when
I
the
did.
summer event was gone, I did it then because, you need shade.
Something that I did that was similar though was with the chocobo raincoat. I would put it on my chocobo when it rained and we were running around.
Well, it's like when I, the ocean fishing.
Mm-hmm.
I had the raincoat glamored onto my fisher, so because of all the, water.
A good deal. We're
Yeah.
really getting immersed in the game.
I was immersed.
But yeah, so it looks like at least the glamour is kind of cool rewards for the Ishgardian Restoration. I'm not a big fan of the parasols. I still don't really know why they're in the game. I never heard anyone ask for them, but apparently we don't
Look,
know what we need. Square Enix knows what we need.
Look, I'm more into those than I am the stupid teddy bears that are on the way.
But isn't it basically like the same system? Isn't it going to be like fashion accessories or something? That's going to be like parasols, bears.
But I'm a Lalafell. It'll look weird, okay? Everyone always consider us kids as it is, but we're not.
The stuffed animal's probably going to be as big as you. We're not going to be able to tell which one is which.
Lalafell, there's not even going to be a fashion accessory for Lalafell. It's going to be a new mount for us to sit on the back of.
I don't know how fast a stuffed bear can run, but we will find out. There's a new music album coming out. Chille, what can you tell us about it?
The Pulse Fantasy 14 remix album is now available for pre-order at a price of $35, which, as you've said, is cheaper than the mount.
Cheaper than the Chocobo carriage.
You can pre-order it through the store. Includes 14 specially curated arrangements, recreated across a variety of genres such as EDM, future bass, house, techno pop, and electro swing.
Yeah,
I actually really like this album.
Yeah, have you already heard some songs from it?
They had a preview at the last live lair.
Yeah, so 2 of the tracks, What Angel Wakes Me and Through the Maelstrom, are now available for streaming through Apple Music, Spotify, and Amazon Music Unlimited. I listened to both of those, and I did like What Angel Wakes Me. The Through the Maelstrom remix track didn't really do it for me. Because that
I'll
track,
have to give it a listen.
That track is very rock, get you kind of amped up, and I felt like the EDM style that they gave to it just took too long to ramp up and never really hit as hard as the original. So, but
they didn't drop the bass.
But you can check both of those out for free on any of those streaming services I mentioned. So be sure to check it out. I did really like What Angel Wakes Me, so this could be a very good album. And a new Tales from the Shadows has been released this week. This one revolving around Seto and Ardbert. Have you given this one a read yet?
Not yet. I'm going to have to give it a read sometime, though, because I love both of those characters.
Yeah, it was really good.
Especially Seto.
I don't want to spoil anything, but it goes into the origin story of Seto and Ardbert becoming companions. So it's a really good one. I didn't quite like it as much as the one we talked about last week with Saldia and Paldia, but it's still very good. And I kind of have a love-hate relationship with these short stories that they release, because I really like the stories, but it makes me so angry that we don't have them in-game. Because these side stories that they're writing as short stories to give us outside of the game would be some of the best quest lines in the game, and I don't care how you make it happen, just make it we're the echo hits and we can see it back in time. It's not that big of a stretch to be able to put this in the game. I really want that.
Good to me.
All right, and I believe Avi has given you a question, Chille, to teach me something.
Teach me some shit.
All right, what am I getting right today, Chille?
Yeah, the 100% streak is going to keep on going, honestly. Hello, and this is an old question from episode 233. No, this is 233. Original episode from 189.
Is this your game show Chille going on right now?
This question was asked to you. I don't know who actually gave you the question, but this was asked by RB. What is the name of the NPC Nell Van Darnus is the Guardian's General in the Coils Raid's brother? Is it A, Nell Van Darnus, B, Eula Darnus, C, Hammer the Darnus, or D, Solus Van Darnus?
I actually remember this question, but like most of them, I wasn't really paying attention when she told me the correct answer. Can I get the 2 and 3 ones again? Or B and C?
B was Euladanus. C was Hamadanus.
For some reason, I feel like I made fun of Euladanus being right. I can't remember. So I don't actually know. I'm just trying to guess off how I would have reacted when she told me the correct answer. I'm going to go with B, Euladanus.
Do you want me to go over the answers again for you?
No, because I can't understand them anyways. I don't know.
Euladanus is incorrect. The real answer is A, Nell Van Darnus.
See, that's probably exactly what I did last time. I'm like, there's no way that's going to be the answer. And then it was the fucking answer.
Yeah, probably. It is a trick question because, Neil Van Darnus is in the question.
Yeah. I'm used to like doing crossword puzzles
question,
where that will never happen.
You still got it completely right, Pete.
Yeah, I think I get it right because that was a trick question that didn't count. So streak still
right for Pete.
Intact. Thank you, Chille. I appreciate it. So let's get into a little discussion. Avi did want to add some stuff. She wanted to let people know that even though she hasn't been on the show, she still has been doing stuff in game. And in a surprising turn of events, Avi has decided to give Savage Raiding a shot again. So when Shiva Unreal came out, our group needed a fill-in. And Avi said she'll come for that because she did Shiva Extreme when it originally came out. She was comfortable with that. So she had a lot of fun doing that with us. And then after we did that, we're like, hey, we're teaching one other new person in the static, E5S. Would you maybe want to come along and try that out? And she kind of reluctantly agreed to it. But I told her E5S isn't too hard. I think you can pick up on that. And she agreed. And I believe we got the E5S clear that night, didn't we, Chille?
I think we did, yes.
Yeah, so I think the first lockout too. So probably didn't take us more than 10 pools maybe. And that's with 6 of us knowing the fight, only teaching it to 2 new people. But yeah.
Pro was learning again, it seems.
Yeah, we did have a couple people change jobs, and we had a tank and a DPS switch roles. So we had people learning new roles and jobs. So there was a little bit of a learning curve on there.
Which is like relearning the fight, to be honest.
Yeah, it is.
Because you learn a different way to do the fight.
Even if Crow had all the experience in the world as a tank, just me and him working together as the 2 tanks takes a little bit of time to get used to because me and Paul were doing stuff a little bit different than some of the pug strats. And now we kind of gone to some of the pug strats with Crow and I tanking. So that was a lot of fun. And then we're like, well, E5S went so well. Why not give E6S a shot? And so she joined us for that as well. And I think on that same night, we got to the Enrage of E6S. Didn't quite clear it, but we're again to like 5% Enrage. Yep. And then next week, I gave her a little nudge, and she joined us again. We got the E6S clear. We've been doing Shiva Unreal during our first raid night of the week too. And she's like, hey, I am enjoying this. I don't feel pressured to do it, so I'm going to be in. And she has joined the static. And so we cleared E6S. We're currently working on E7S. We got to Enrage of that last night. So hopefully next week we get our 2 new people their first clears at E7S. And then basically we're back to where we were when we had a couple people drop out, progging E8S.
Which is incredible, really.
Yeah, I thought everyone, like the 2 new people that joined us, Avi and Pan, are doing really well. And everyone who picked up a new job is doing really well as also. And
Crow and Paul have really started to shine.
Yeah. So she wanted to let people know she's doing that, having fun doing that, and she's done pretty much all the stuff we've been talking about on the show. She enjoyed the MSQ. She thought the Sapphire weapon was just okay, and I agree with that. Again, surprisingly, she's now gotten all her crafters to level 80. Just today, she was asking me how to do collectibles, taught her how to do custom deliveries, taught her to how to gather collectibles. She's doing a lot of stuff in game. And she has over 200 faux hollow leaves, so she's been getting pretty lucky on the Unreal, Shiva, and faux hollows front. Way better than anyone else in our static. She's a third of the way to the mount already. And I have like 70. She has over 200.
I think I have 60.
She didn't even know about the little fox head that gives you 100 leaves, and then she got it.
What's this? It's cute. Oh, okay.
So yeah, she when she does return, she has a lot of thoughts on stuff, but she just wanted to give you guys a quick update on what she's been up to. And I think that joining Savage Rating again is probably the biggest change from anything she's been doing recently, because I don't think she's really hardcore rated like that since the original Coil, because she wasn't too into Alexander. And then kind of just casually would do a mega every now and then. So, excited to have her back. Chille, I thought it'd be fun to take a look at what we've done in patch 5.3 so far and maybe kind of rank which content we've liked the best. I'm going to exclude the MSQ though, because that's always what people pick as their favorite thing. And it's what everyone looks forward to. We know that it's great. The only negative about the MSQ is you'll finish it in a week, maybe 2 if you take your time with it, and then you wait for 4 more months. So let's examine some of the other pieces of content and see how much fun we've been having with it, and does it have more of a long-term value and more like repeatability to it. So I think my favorite thing this patch, Chille, was actually the Shiva Unreal and Faux Hollows. What's been your opinion of that so far?
I've enjoyed it. The difficulty, the first couple of days, the first time was difficult because, yes, it's based on the Extreme Fight, but we've had Extreme Fight for so long that mechanics are like, you don't remember them because it's been that long. So
and you don't have to do the mechanics anymore in Extreme. No. Unless you're doing it at minimum eye level, obviously. Yeah. But I think what I like about this is it's fun. It's a good fight. It's quick. It's not going to take too long. And I think the challenge or the difficulty level for it is in line with the reward, which I think is one of the most important things. I think there's a lot of stuff in this game that requires maybe too much of a grind for a reward that isn't up to par with how much time it took to get it. And I think this is right in line with difficulty for reward. I like the Faux Hollows part of it, where it's almost like a little bit of gambling. It's almost kind of like a scratch-off ticket type thing from the Restoration of Ishgard. And it's just something you can do fairly quickly. And this is like good content to do with your FC, with your link shells, your friends. It's not something that requires a static by any means. And I haven't had to party finder it yet, but I imagine by now can be done pretty quickly in the PF as well. So would you say Probably. This ranks towards the top or towards the bottom of 5.3 for you, Chille?
To the top, to be honest. It's probably in the top 3.
Okay. Chat is saying flying in a Realm Reborn, their favorite part of 5.3. I didn't even consider this because I was thinking of like content that you actively try to beat something. But I agree. I have been loving flying in a Realm Reborn, especially since I have ventured into trying Yokai Watch event and getting some of the weapons. So it has really been nice being able to fly around all those old areas. Are you missing not being able to fly at all, Chille?
Yeah, they took my right of not being able to fly away.
As we went over last week, all you have to do is change one setting and you can jump around in the old areas all you want.
Jump around.
Yeah, so I would say that flying in a Realm Reborn is a very good quality of life change for me. I just wasn't considering it like a real piece of content from patch 5.3. I don't think you've done this next one, but L2 custom deliveries, the custom deliveries with our new dragon friend, which I see on screen, but Chille apparently doesn't because he hasn't unlocked it yet. You can check out the stream, Chille, if you want to see what that cute little dragon looks like. But I thought the story leading up to this custom delivery was really good. You get more backstory of how things are going in Ishgard. And if you've listened to this podcast for a while, that's one of my pet peeves, that they don't really go back to old zones and give new storylines to them. So I really like that they went back to Ishgard. I know we're getting an Ishgardian Restoration, so a lot of it's circled around Ishgard, and I wish they would expand that to Ulda, Gridania, and Maelstrom or Limsa. Because I'm really liking what they're doing with Ishgard right now, with the restoration, and now with these custom deliveries. I like getting that extra piece of backstory. Icarus is saying you see so much more of the old zones, so you really appreciate how beautiful they are. I agree. I liked having the different perspective of flying around those zones, and it's a lot quicker to get around. You don't have so many turns that you have to go around on the ground. You can go as the dragon flies. So L2, very high on the list of custom deliveries for me. Chille, that's to be determined for you, I assume. You haven't unlocked it yet?
To be determined. Hell, I haven't done any custom delivery except for Zloe.
Zloe? Okay.
Yeah.
I do them a lot because I always need scripts for crafting, and it's one of the best ways to get scripts for crafting. And like I said, the challenge difficulty, and I'll even add /time towards getting a reward, is really good with custom deliveries. So it doesn't take a lot of time, and you get a decent amount of scripts.
Demikazi asked, I was wondering about that. Are those only crafting or also gathering?
So the good thing about custom deliveries is they are both. They're actually three things. You can do crafting, and you can do it on any crafting job, and you can also do gathering for a miner and botanist, and they have a separate one for fisher as well. So you can do turn-ins on all of those, so you can pick which one you need the scripts for, or you can pick which one you need the experience for. It's also a really good way to level your crafters and gatherers custom deliveries. So anything else high on your list, Chille?
Dwarfs,
yes.
Yes.
So
The
you've gotten
highest.
your mount, right?
Yep, I've got my mount. And I'm about, I think, a few days off the dance.
So what have you really
can't wait.
enjoyed about the dwarves?
I like the story, to be honest. The story was funny. The fact that, I'm not going to spoil it because I want people to actually go do it. It takes a while to do because, you have to do it every day and you have to unlock over time. It takes like, was it 2-3 weeks to get the tank, I guess?
Yeah, probably around 2 weeks.
Yeah. I'm not much of a crafter, so the high quality stuff was a pain for me to do. If anyone watched some of my streams when I did the first few days, where it took me like 40 minutes to do one high quality craft, and it's just me swearing to myself over and over again.
But you're learning how to craft now.
Kind of. I know that there's a button that looks like a finger that increases the thing.
So you're not going to become Eorzea's next greatest crafter?
Nah.
You don't think so?
The only thing I find funny, and I think the reason why I guess I like doing beast tribes, because I only ever level up culinary, because culinary I like to cook. It's and the beast tribe items are always not really kind of something that I should be cooking up, like the dwarves, where it's like, go make a brewery set. Like, okay, I'm just gonna cook it up. Let me go cook these tank parts. Craft the cannon in my frying pan.
The fact that you can do them on any job and it's the same things you have to make on each job, it is kind of hilarious that you have to bust out your frying pan to make something like that. Taking out your frying pan to make grooming kits, I think, was one of them we did for the dwarfs.
Yeah.
But I like
because
it.
If you ate it, an instant pop. It's not for me because I have no accessories. I have a DPS earring and level 10 bronze rings.
Same vendor that you bought your mount from, Chille. You can buy some crafting gear from them as well.
They don't sell accessories.
Oh, no accessories? Oh, well.
No accessories.
I'll make you some, Chille.
Yay. I will fry up me some tank axles. Just look around.
I really enjoyed the story, or I am enjoying the story for this. I'm rank 7, heading to rank 8. Um, yeah, so we get stuff with both of the dwarf tribes. We get a little bit of their back history and kind of working together. Like you, I'm not going to spoil too much of it for people. But I think it had a pretty nice, heartwarming story to it. It was a little goofy, didn't take itself too seriously. I liked it a lot. Was there any favorite character you had?
I'm rubbish with names. Otherwise, I like the main character, to be honest. The
Main
one
character.
Who, yeah, it was the yeah.
I do too. I wish we got more of. I'm bad with names too. I wish we got more of the dwarf from the other tribe.
Oh yeah, the girl dwarf.
Yeah, I think we are getting more of her in these later reputation quests, though.
And as Icarus said, in case you don't know, once you do the brewery quest, you can go back to the dwarf and serve drinks, which I found fun as well. That was fun.
Yes, we talked about this a little last week with Emmy. There's one quest once you do one of the daily quests, you unlock being able to basically be a bartender and serve drinks to 3 people that come in, and you can make a different drink each time, or you can make 3 different drinks. And that you get a little bit of different dialogue every time you make them a different drink. So, oh yes, Ozog is the girl's name that I like.
And Rona is the...
Yes, and Ronit is the main character, if you will. And then we get some really fun scenes with dwarves and drinking, always good fun. Yeah, I'm enjoying those a lot.
I will spoil one thing where I did like the fact that they're like, let's get drunk and now let's craft things.
Yeah. Yeah, that's kind of how I do it in game. I'll get drunk and do some crafting. Can't do that in real life though. I just fuck it up.
No, please don't do that in real life. Please do not drink and use heavy machineries.
No drink and circular saw at the same time.
No.
I think I enjoyed the story with L2 better than the dwarves though, but just by a little bit. So on my personal ranking, I have the L2 and the custom deliveries ahead of the dwarves, but that was my top 3: Shiva, L2, and the dwarves. For the best things I liked in 5.3. What about Puppet's Bunker for you, Chille? Where's that in the echelon of 5.3?
It's pretty low, to be honest. I didn't find it as fun as the Copied Factory. I don't know why. I think I enjoy the bosses more in the Puppet's Bunker, but the overall feel, I feel I enjoyed the Copied Factory more.
Yeah, I'm kind of like... I enjoyed the story part of this one more than the story part that we got with Copied Factory. And my first time through, I really enjoyed Puppet's Bunker. But now that I've been doing it, not quite daily, but sometimes you got to do it a few times a week to get your drop. It's not really doing it for me. I do enjoy the uniqueness of some of the bosses, like the ball of bodies. That one gets me every time. I love it. I like the mechanics in the first boss. I think it needs to be a little more punishing. If one group wipes completely, the whole raid should probably wipe. But overall, I don't have like any major complaints. It just, for some reason, it's not quite hitting as hard as Copied Factory for me.
I don't have as many major complaints, but I also don't have any major positives. That's the problem.
Yeah, I guess I want to like it so bad because I always say like Final Fantasy XIV needs to do something a little different, and I like that they're doing something a little different stylistically, and I think it does really hit with the Nier stuff. And even having played Nier though, I as much as I enjoyed this part of the story more than Copied Factory, it's still not really... I don't think they've done enough to really grab people. And that's the complaint I had with Ivalice. It didn't grab people who weren't familiar with Ivalice. And this one, I think, definitely isn't grabbing people that aren't familiar with Nier. And even though I am somewhat familiar with Nier, it hasn't really grabbed me. So, unfortunately...
Yeah, I've never played Nier myself, so...
Fortunately, that was one of the things I was most looking forward to in patch 5.3, and it's definitely not in my top 3. It's probably in the bottom half of things for me. Other piece of battle content we got was the Hero's Gauntlet, the new dungeon. How did you feel maybe the first time you went through it, Chille, and how do you feel about it now?
First time I went through it, there was so many wipes. We
Oh,
wiped
really?
so much, it was crazy.
Just on bosses?
Just on the bosses, yeah. Especially the final boss, if I'm honest. I think we wiped twice. 3 attempts on the fight, you know what I mean? Because the main can we spoil mechanics?
Oh yeah, we've already talked about this before.
Okay, it's the when he has it makes the floor go blue and you've got the hole in the floor.
Yes.
The first run I did, everyone's like, "Oh, quick! It's a knockback!" So I ran towards the boss and got killed. Then second time we thought, "Oh, maybe it's get far away from the boss." And we got as far away from the boss and died. And then the third one, we realized, it was getting the hole.
Yeah.
So,
I think the last couple of times I've done it, like I actually haven't been doing it that often because I haven't been doing expert roulette because I don't really need the tomes anymore. I'm kind of like KK. I just want the music roll and the minion from it. Yeah, I think most of the time that I've done it, it's actually the second boss that seems to get most of the people for some reason, which I believe is the Necromancer boss.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is pretty low on my list. What about you, Chille?
I still think it's one of my favorite dungeons. But that's only because in some ways I wish it was longer, but I like the idea of all your like friends that you've met during Shadowbringers that you've helped, and they don't owe you one, but they probably feel like, look, he's there, he's in trouble, we'll come help him. I like the fact that they're coming to help you out especially like the old bosses, like the Frog Prince boss that helps you during one part of the dungeon. I think that's why I feel like it's probably one of my favorite dungeons.
I thought it was a really good concept that they had with it. And I just wish they would have tried to expand further out than just a standard dungeon with it. Because I did like them running through the zones, but then like running through one zone for each boss, and it's just so quick that it's like I didn't really feel like I ran through 3 zones. So it felt a little disjointed for me that we were going from zone to zone to zone so quickly. I agree. I wish we had even if they just made it a little longer, a little more windy, give us a few more packs of mobs to kill, maybe add in one other boss. I mean, maybe give us 4 bosses instead of 3. Like, I don't think that's a big ask, considering that we've basically been pared down on dungeons, from 3 dungeons every patch to, what do we go, from 3 to 2 every patch, and then a 2 and a 1, and then a 1 and a 1, and now, I don't know, 1 a patch?
When we feel like it. But this isn't new, though, because they did talk about this a long time ago, how they were adding so many dungeons that they would eventually have to start scaling down how many they have to add in a patch.
KK saying that would blow our minds if there was a 4th boss right after the 3rd. That would be kind of interesting, though, wouldn't it? Like, you're like, all right,
well,
I'm at... Go ahead.
Could have just added like a second phase to the boss if need be. Like the Berserker boss, let's just say once you've beaten him, he drops his axe and he becomes like a monk.
I'm putting on my fist now. Where are my yokai fists?
You've beaten him and you've smashed his axe. He like just as he's about to get the killing blow, he blocks with his axe, it smashes, and then he somehow like enrages and heals, and then you have to fight like a monk version.
It's like, do you know how many fates I did to get these yokai fists? But yeah, I think that'd be really cool. Like, you're just like casually going through the dungeon, you get to the 3rd boss, you're like, all right, I'm almost done, and then all of a sudden you don't hear like the victory music. You're like, what the fuck? I can keep on going. And then you have to keep on going and get to that 4th boss.
What if they like play the victory music but have it more like a twisted version?
Just kind of,
like it starts off with it and then it like goes into like a Like offbeat, so it doesn't sound
kind of
like you've done it.
janky, like a broken music box.
Yeah.
That would be kind of cool. We missed one. Icarus says the difference with Ivalice and Nier is Ivalice at least tells you the story. I don't know what the fuck is going on with Nier, and frankly, I no longer care. It's a token machine I do every week. I honestly don't think they have done that worse of a job telling us the story of that than Ivalice, and I thought Ivalice was so boring.
I don't think I've done Puppet's Bunker since the first week.
Oh, really?
Nah.
Not even for that upgrade piece? You're not getting your coin, Chille?
No, my white mage has got his gear upgraded, so.
AK says, why don't you suggest that in your Square Enix meetings, Chille?
I'll
Fourth
call
boss?
Yoshi P, McLeod. Our next Zoom meeting we have, okay?
I think that's what we need to start asking for whenever they ask for questions for live letters. Is it possible we can get a fourth boss in dungeon since you're taking away all our dungeons? How many new dungeons do we get per expansion now? Like, forget about the leveling dungeons. It's just one per patch now, so we get five per year and a half?
Yeah.
It's not a lot. I don't think it's a big ass to ask for maybe a little bit longer. On occasion. Doesn't even need to be every one. Just every once in a while, surprise me. And one of the big departures in content this time was the Sorrow of Wurlet. Previously, we had gotten the Ruby weapon, which was a 8-man trial, which we had an extreme version of as well as normal. And they let us know beforehand, so it shouldn't have been a surprise, that Sorrow of Wurlet this time with Sapphire Weapon was going to be a single-player trial experience. What did you think of the story? What did you think of the fight?
People were talking about how the story was emotional for them, and really, 5.3 wasn't. Yeah, I was a little bit sad, but not that sad. But I felt like Sorrow of Wurlet hit me a lot harder than 5.3 did.
Oh, did it?
Yeah.
Why is that?
I don't want. I really don't want to spoil this in a way, just because of how.
Well, we did our spoiler cast already
True.
for this, so it is.
The fact that Nero is losing his. He's going up against his kids, adopted kids.
Gaius.
Yeah, Gaius. That's it, Gaius. I don't know why I said Nero. Gaius is going up against his adopted kids. I don't know. It's kind of rough.
Have you had to kill some adopted kids in the past, Chille? Is that what's getting you?
Yeah, the flashbacks.
Triggering some PTSD for you. What do you think about the fight itself?
I'm on the fence about this. I really am. I had a lot of fun, but I feel like they put a lot of effort into content that we're not. Hopefully, we're going to see the mechanics be used again.
Yeah, I thought there were a couple interesting abilities that we used during it, which I talked about a little bit last week. But the fact that we were just kind of hovering on water was disappointing. I wish we could have flew. So this did not meet my expectations. I was expecting this trial, the single person experience, to be on par with the one that we got for the first part of the relic weapon, where we were kind of like going through Sid's memories. I thought that was so damn cool. I was hoping they were going to do something with Sapphire Weapon to be that cool and fun, and it just did not reach that level for me. I don't know if I ever got your thoughts on the original relic weapon trial, I guess, or single person trial.
Oh, the Sapphire Weapon, yeah.
No, for the relic weapon, like going back a patch.
Memora Mazora.
Yeah.
It was kind of fun, to be honest. I still need to beat the extreme, but the normal version I enjoyed. So.
Yeah, and I was hoping they were going to reach that level with the Sorrow of Wurlet, which I don't think they did. But I did enjoy the story. I like I was really curious the first, I guess that's last patch, why that elven guy was threatening to kill Gaius. And now with this one, we figured out what their deal was. So I enjoyed that. I like that they didn't try to stretch that out too long. Do you have any wild speculation on who the big boss guy is, the new Legatus?
No idea.
No idea.
And I'm not saying because...
Just in case you get it right, you don't want to be accused?
Yeah, I don't want to be accused again.
I think I got told why I was wrong last time, but I don't remember why. But I kind of thought it could be Alphonse, which they talk about as one of the kids, but we haven't seen yet, and they're not showing us the Legatus's face. I have a feeling someone told me why I was wrong on that, though.
I feel like if it was, I don't know, he looks too old to be one of the kids. It could be, though.
I don't know how old he is. Like, I thought he looked kind of young. I don't know.
Yeah.
The only other thing I had high on my list was crafting and gathering in general. I like that we had new recipes to make. I always like making my own crafting and gathering gear. I think it's fun. It's almost like solving a puzzle for me, that I'm crafting my gear, I'm melding it, I'm trying to figure out I don't try to just put like the best melds on there because I don't like to spend that much gil melding my gear. So it's kind of like a puzzle where I'm trying to be the meld it the most efficient way. I don't want to over meld if I don't need to and waste a bunch of gil. So it's like putting together a puzzle for me, and I really like puzzles. I even like the puzzle in the Rising. Did you do the Rising yet, Chille?
Yes, I've done the puzzle in the toy box, but I did the puzzle from the event.
Do the puzzle in toy box too. I think it's pretty fun anyway. Okay. It's like a 35-piece puzzle instead of like a 9-piece puzzle.
Look, I still struggled with the Rising one, so.
Chad is saying Sapphire Weapon was a throwaway boss in 7, so they did something fun with the fact that it was just shot in the face of 7. Do you agree with that, Chille? Was Sapphire in 7 a throwaway boss?
How was Sapphire Weapon a throwaway boss, Icarus? Are you thinking of wait there, Emerald Dome? Isn't Sapphire the one that was underwater that used to scare the hell out of me every time I went underwater? I'm sure that was Sapphire.
I don't know.
It wasn't a boss.
I've only played the remake so far, and we did not get to Sapphire Weapon. So yeah, that's my list of things I enjoyed, and kind of in this order: Shiva, Unreal / Faux Hollows, L2 custom deliveries, Dwarfs, Crafting and Gathering, Puppets Bunker, Heroes Gauntlet, Sorrow of Warlet / Sapphire Weapon. I have that at the bottom because I guess I had too high of hopes for it. I was really looking forward to it, and it let me down. KK McLeod saying Underwater was Emerald.
Oh yeah, it was Emerald. I just remember being scared of it.
So I guess.
Oh yeah, Sapphire was just killed in a cutscene.
As I say, since you don't remember it, it must have been a throwaway.
Yeah, it was literally just killed in a cutscene.
And
it wasn't even named. I've looked online. It didn't even have a name.
All right, so I guess that kind of fits in with what it was in 7. They're like, we don't deserve it does not deserve a full 8-man trial. It does not deserve to be fought by 8 warriors of light.
Yeah, Ruby and Emerald and Ultimate. So.
But they've moved all their weapons, so I'm sure they're going to have something else for us to fight. There's still more of Gaius's adopted kids for us to kill, so we will be doing that in the future. Some stuff I haven't gotten to yet is the Warrior of Light Extreme. Have you attempted that yet, Chille?
I've tried it. I did it a bit with Mistoso. I didn't clear it. But it was thanks to the Extreme that I learned the whole cast a spell, and then after a few mechanics, he actually uses the spell. I actually didn't notice that the first time I did it in normal mode.
Yeah,
why am I getting frozen? Why am I getting fire?
I've only done it twice, so I've only done normal mode twice, so I don't even know. I don't even think I've probably unlocked the extreme version yet. I need to go.
He does this in normal mode.
I would say I've only done it twice, so I
Yeah.
don't even remember in normal, let alone extreme, because I haven't unlocked it yet. I need to go
Yeah.
see Yoshi P or the Wandering Minstrel to go unlock it. And New Game Plus is something I still haven't done. Have you? Like, not just I haven't done it for the new stuff they added this patch. I've never done it at all.
I've just unlocked it by accident recently.
Were you like, oh, I unlocked this, I'm gonna go try it out?
I haven't tried it out yet, but I
Yeah.
want to do it sometime.
I want to go play through the new, like, A Realm Reborn, since they've condensed it, to see how it is.
Yeah.
But I think I'd rather do that on a new character than
Same.
just go back and do it through New Game Plus.
Like sausage content on Balmont, go check out.
But I think New Game Plus is good, though. Like, if you don't really want to play through a whole replay of the game and you just want to go through something specifically, because I think you can start basically where you want, though, right? You just can't, like, once you started, you can't just, like, jump around. You have to, like, end that New Game Plus and start a new one, right?
I think you have to start a patch, though. You can't be like, oh, I want to be at this part of the patch.
Okay, so, but at patch, you mean, like, I can start at the beginning of 3.3, but I can't start in the middle of 3.3.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. That's probably a hell of a lot easier to code.
You're talking about a feature for New Game Plus, but remember when Hyperpixie Gaming was playing Fantasy 14 for a bit, and Ivy was using New Game Plus to be able to go back and play Heaven's Ward with her so they could quest together.
Yeah, so
that's a good feature for it.
Yeah, so that's really nice if you invite someone to the game and they want to play with you, but you don't really want to start a new character, or maybe you're on the subscription where you're only allowed to have one character per world. So this is great. So you can do a New Game Plus, be at, like, I guess it doesn't, like, sink you down to their level. It does it. Like, that's the whole point of New Game Plus. You get to do the content again at your crazy high level and overpower everything. But it still lets you go through and do stuff with them. So I think it's a good feature, just one that I haven't done yet. So the stuff that's to be determined for me is Warrior of Light Extreme and New Game Plus. Am I missing anything from 5.3, Chille?
No, I think that's everything, to be honest.
Okay.
At least everything that I can think of.
Yeah, if I can't think of it, it must not be very high on my list. And shout out to chat who all said flying in A Realm Reborn. I definitely agree. Just wasn't the type of content I was thinking of when I made this list. But what are we most looking forward to in patches 5.31 and 5.35? You have one specific thing you're looking forward to, Chille?
Well, I like Eureka, and a lot of people might not like this, but I like Diadem. So I'm looking forward to the Bojin Southern Front.
Weren't you just saying you didn't want to spend your time in Diadem Gathering?
I like the original Diadem.
Oh, the OG Diadem.
I hated players in the original Diadem, but I like Diadem.
You love just spending all your time on Dino Island, huh?
No, I didn't. That was the good Diadem. I'm talking about the other Diadem as well, where they remade it, and you got, like, quests. And it was the one with the
wasn't that Dino Island? Like, you started out, you had to do quests to unlock, like, being able to fly in there, and then everyone just flew to Dino Island.
Oh no, people would, for this case, that was the original Diadem. That people would go there, do the quests, and still, fate chain. No, when they remade Diadem, at least on Primal, people would do the quest and then fly back to the start of the area and sit there and just leave their character there.
Waiting for the fate to pop?
The alert, the big alert thing, the big boss. I can't remember what it's called now. That was all RNG. It wasn't sort of done by fates or anything like that. It would just randomly pop. So people would do their missions that they got, because you only got 1 or 2 missions. They could do it in about 10 minutes, and then they would, emergency alert. They'd get the missions done quickly, and then they'd just go sit at the start and wait until the emergency alert popped.
Yeah, I could never do that. I can't imagine a more boring way to play a game.
So,
I hate
as I
that.
said, I love Diadem, and I love the idea of emergency alert, but I hate the fact that the people did that.
Yeah, like if they had to wait a way to pop it, like make the emergency alert happen, I think that'd be cool. And almost
Yeah.
like kind of if they combined it with the Ishgardian Restoration, where like everyone in there has to do stuff to like you can make it like so disciple of war and magic can kill mobs and gatherers can gather stuff from there, give it to give it to crafters to craft stuff, and then that like eventually
Uh,
pop something in there. That could be cool.
I think 1.0 had a feature like that. 1.0 had something called Garrison, which, if I'm rightly, was kind of like that, where you had the DPS do stuff, and then you had a vendor that would give out supplies.
Hmm.
And the gatherers could give the stuff to the vendor, and then the DPS could get them off the vendor.
Yeah, KK McLeod saying Garrison as well. So it looks
Yeah,
like they had some interesting ideas for 1.0. I don't know that much about 1.0 because
I
everything I
wasn't playing
see
at the time, so
everything I see about 1.0 is just like uh, how bad it was. Like every story, it comes like they always do these stories around the Rising event because it's like the anniversary of A Realm Reborn, and it's
yeah.
always about how Yoshi P saved it. But I don't really know that much about the mechanics of 1.0 and how it actually played. Like I know everyone tells me that the Gold Saucer mining and botany games are based off 1.0, and I have to say, if that's how I had to gather, I would fucking hate it.
By the way, about those, I'm not going to say anything more. But if you like those mini games, please look forward to November.
So November, we have Thanksgiving, we have probably the Make It Rain event.
I'm not saying anything else, but please look forward.
Look forward to American Thanksgiving.
I like American Thanksgiving. It's amazing.
You were in Texas for that? You had a Texas American
No,
Thanksgiving?
remember last FanFest we did like a friend's Thanksgiving.
Oh yeah, that is right. Oh, KK McLeod
Oh yeah,
says it's been
Horizon's been
announced.
announced. You're right, McLeod. But
So you said Bosun Southern Front for
yeah,
what you're looking forward to most in 5.3?
yeah. But you were
Uh,
talking about the emergent mission having people actually do stuff.
mm-hmm.
They're kind of doing that with the Southern Front, where there's, from what we can tell, like there's small. I'm gonna call them fates. I know they're called something else, but
I think they're
they're
called
gonna be fates, aren't they?
skirmishes.
Yeah. You got these smaller skirmishes, and then the people that do the smaller skirmishes will get the priority over the bigger ones. So, and then those who do the bigger ones get the priority on the massive scale ones.
Yeah, I do
You get
like.
like a key item.
I really appreciate that they said people that actually do participate in like basically triggering the event are going to get priority because I know there's going to be people just like you mentioned in Diadem that would do the quest at the beginning and then just wait there waiting for something to pop, which it seems like you're going to need enough people where probably a good bit of them are going to be able to get in by not participating too much in the beginning steps. But the fact that they are giving priority to the people that actually helped pop the event is really really good because that'd be horrible if you spent all that time to pop one of these missions and then you weren't able to go on it and someone who's just been sitting at the beginning was able to go.
And
uh
I can't wait for my white mage to 1v1 generals.
yes, well you have to be like the number one person to get to fight the general, right?
Yep.
Gonna be tough. It's gonna be really interesting to me how they do that. So if anyone isn't familiar, while you're doing one of these, well, like Chili said, we'll call it fates. They have different words, but everything is just fate. Um, if you are like the top, I guess it's top rank. They don't come out right out and say like it's the top DPS that it gets to do it. So I don't know how they're figuring it out. But whoever is ranked top will get to fight like one general NPC, a 1v1, and you know what we get from that, Chili?
I've heard of Mount, but there's
Oh,
no official confirmation about this.
I hadn't heard anything.
Nobody's.
I'm like, why are we doing this?
So
Just for shits and giggles, just to show off that we can beat the general?
we're probably going to get like some bonus XP because remember it has its own leveling system.
That is true. That was number one on my list too, the Boston Southern Front. Right behind that for me, I had relic weapons, which I know they're kind of related. I believe Boston Southern Front is going to be a way you can level your relic weapon. But they said there's going to be a way to level it outside of there as well, which I'm just as excited about. Because even though you said you enjoyed Eureka, I very much did not enjoy Eureka. So I'm interested to see what it is going to be outside of the Boston Southern Front that we are able to obtain our relic weapons. Because I really wish there was a secondary way other than Eureka to get that relic weapon. Have you heard anything on that front, Chille? Have your bosses said anything?
No, that you can do like a separate quest to get the relic weapon. So,
is it just going to be a quest though? Are they going to add something like farming light? You think?
Well, probably going to be the farming light is probably going to be part of the quest. Or I think they talked about Atma, didn't they? Atma,
oh, did they? I hadn't heard that.
I think so. Anyway.
So after the relic weapons, like, I just want the relic weapon because it's called the relic weapon, and I feel like I should want it. I hardly ever use the relic weapon. People that know me know I don't fucking glamour weapons at all, so I don't even use them for that. I just get them because I feel like I should have them. And occasionally it's better than the weapon I currently have. Occasionally it's better than the raid weapon. They don't fucking have
I played
yet.
11, so I know that I would never get relic weapons in 11, so I like getting them in 14.
So those were really long ones, right? Took you a long time to get them in 11?
Yeah, I would say it'd be equivalent of... I could be wrong with this, but at least on my server, it could have been equivalent of like... One relic weapon might cost you as much as 10 mansions would in this game.
Oof.
Yeah, and that's including grinding as well.
Okay, we have a question in chat. Can you or someone help me with a random question? It's about the Mog Station transfer thing. If it works for data centers too. Yes, you can transfer your character from a server on the Aether data center to a server on any other data center. So it does not
don't bother moving characters from server to server though if you were talking about that. Because you can jump from server to server from the main cities if you want to visit friends.
Yes.
But for data centers, though, yeah, you would have to switch. Just remember, it does cost money.
Yeah, so if you have friends on a server on your same data center, you have to decide if it's worth it to you if you want to be on the same server as them because you can just travel there. But if you have a friend on Primal data center while you're on Aether, you cannot visit them, so then you would want to... transfer if you wanted to play with them, but you can transfer cross data center. As long, like you said, it's like $17, something like that. Yeah. So after those two, I had Restoration of Ishgard. I haven't been too high on the Restoration of Ishgard, but I'm curious what it's going to turn out to be. Like, I'm pretty sure it's going to be housing. I've always said it's going to be housing. But then like a part of me is like, what if they're just trolling us really hard?
It's housing. I think that the housing would be done. And they're gonna troll us in a patch where the people that are working on the buildings will stay in the house while they finish working on it. And then once the actual restoration is completely done, they'll start leaving, and then that's when the plots will go on sale.
Isn't that so annoying, though, that they're just going to be there for us to look at, but we can't actually buy them yet? I think I'm about ready.
I do hope to see the NPCs walking around outside them, though.
Yeah.
Just to show that they're living in them.
I agree. And that's kind of like where the story is right now, huh? Like getting people to live in the firmament. Yeah, I think I'm about ready for a change. I'm tired of the lavender bed, so I might try to relocate to Ishgard as long as I can get the same size house. Speaking of houses, housing additions. So in patch 5.35, we are going to be getting 3 additional wards for the current housing districts. This is low on my list personally because I already have a house, but I imagine it's very high on other people's list if they don't have a house. Do you have any opinion on this? Do you think it's fine what they're doing? They just occasionally add additional wards, or do you think eventually they're just going to have to do instance housing?
I feel like they're going to have to do... Well, I don't know. Because eventually there's going to be less people joining the game and there's going to be less players. So it's kind of like a balancing act for them at this point. But
I feel like
I personally want to get a medium house eventually, but I would need to make money.
Yeah, I feel like instance housing is the way to go because that way people can get the size that they want. Because even if they add more wards, there's plenty of people like you who would really like to have a medium house, but there just isn't enough medium houses in each ward. So people aren't going to be able to get the size they want. So even if the population dwindles and there's a lot of empty wards, you're just going to end up with, like I said, so many dead plots or empty plots if you just like keep on adding wards, and then eventually the population will dwindle, as is life. Every game will dwindle eventually. Then you're just going to have a bunch of empty plots. And I think instance housing is the way to go for that. And I don't know what else they could be planning, because when they did their little news thing for adding housing, they said, like, we haven't been able to implement what we want due to not being able to get the hardware due to COVID. We can't install it. Like, what else would they be planning other than instance housing? I don't know. Don't know if your bosses have told you anything, Chille.
Look, I can't be working for Square because I don't have the little symbol next to my head, okay?
I don't believe it. You know too much. So I think we covered everything in patch 5.3, everything we're looking forward to in patch 5.35. Unless I've missed anything, I think we can move on, Chille.
I think that's it.
That's it. So one last thing I wanted to hit on before we start wrapping up the show is the Yokai Watch event. I think I feel like I had to do this because I shit on it so bad the first time it came around, if I remember correctly. I have to admit, I'm actually enjoying doing the Yokai Watch event this time around. So there's stuff I always liked about it. Like, I like that it used the open world to get us to revisit older zones. I like that it used fates so that you could choose to do it as a group or choose to do it solo if you preferred. The thing that really turned me off of it and like really made me hate it was that when it was first introduced, the amount of grind that it was, and this is something that I've been talking about throughout the episode, is the amount of time, difficulty, challenge compared to the reward that you get for it. And the amount of grind that was required for just silly minions and weapons was just way too much. So, Chille, the first time around, did you do this at all?
Yeah, I was one of my only friends that actually got the ghost sperm. The shiny ghost sperm.
You got the ghost sperm?
Yeah, I got the shiny ghost sperm on Primal.
Oh my god, Chille. You did that much grinding?
Yeah, I grinded that hard. In fact, I just got back from holiday and I'd forgotten to do the event, and I think I spent 16 hours grinding in a row. Wow. Oh yeah, I kind of did it twice, McLeod. I got it on Ultros, and then I got the normal version on Hyperion.
Wow.
I didn't get the shiny one on Hyperion. I just got the minion one.
So Silver Wolf in chat is saying they nerfed the hell out of the Yokai event, which is nice, and I 100% agree. And that's the only reason I have been able to do it right now. I think how it is right now is the appropriate level of time investment compared to reward. I was not prepared to do it before with the amount of grinding it was. With how they're doing it now, I feel it's in a really good place. So in the current edition, you only need 49 yokai medals to get all 17 of the minions. So if you're just a minion collector, that's basically just doing 49 fates, which is not too many fates to do in the time of a patch, which is how much time you have to complete this event. And if you're doing that to like level a job too, and you're getting like the weekly challenge log reward for fates, it's a pretty good deal, and you'll get all of the minions pretty easily. And like I said, that's for 17 minions now. Previously, there were just 13 minions, and you needed to collect 73 medals. And I don't remember back then, Chille. Did a medal drop every time like it did now, or did even for the regular medals?
I think the regular medal dropped.
Okay, so even back then,
time.
you got a regular medal for the minions every time. So I guess still not horrible to get all the minions last time. I only got like 7 of them before I was like, fuck this shit, I'm out. Because previously, they would require 2 more medals for every 3 minions you collected. So once you got 3 at 3 medals apiece, the price would jump to 5 medals. And then once you got 3 at 5 medals, it would drop to 7 medals. So it just got like increasingly more and more. And I'm like, what the fuck? It doesn't, like, this minion is no better than the last minion I got. Why are you making me get even more medals for the same fucking thing, basically? So that was annoying on that front. And the same deal with the weapons. The last weapon previously would top out at 30 legendary medals apiece. So for like the last 3 weapons, you needed 90 medals. So
which I got in outer in that area we were farming.
Jesus. Back when this first came out, you needed to get a total of 222 legendary medals to get all the weapons, which again, like the minions, was only 13 back then. Today, you only need 165 legendary medals to get all 17 of the weapons. So you have significantly less medals to get for more weapons. And I believe the drop rate is higher now than it was back then. So it's much more obtainable. Having to only get 10 for one weapon seems doable to me. Because when I'm farming, even if I go through a bad streak, I'm like, okay, I only need this many more. Like, when you have 10, it's very easy when you only have single digits left to get. But if you needed 30, and I'm like, holy shit, I haven't got one in 15 fates, and I have 25 more to go. I'm like, fuck this shit. No, I'm done. So really, it just feels so much more accessible this time around. The drop rate is good on the legendary medals. If I only have an hour to play, I can at least feel like I made some good progress towards a weapon, if not finish it off completely in that hour. And you can still go through a dry spell if RNGesus isn't good to you.
Hello.
Yeah, I know you did a few with me, Chille, and I got my 10, and you were like, I'm at 6. Yeah, so
I had that one where you're like, I'm at 10. I'm like, I'm at 4.
So RNG, you still need to pray to RNGesus a little bit, but even if you're at 4, you're like, okay, I only need 6 more. But if you only got 4 and you're like, I need 26 more, that sucks. So a little tip to anyone that is looking to get some of the old relics. Also, you can kind of knock out 2 birds with 1 stone. You can do your yokai and do your Atma grind at the same time. Knock them both out together.
Just make sure it's a zone with the Atma in. I remember when I did relic for the first time on Primal, and I spent like 2 hours trying to farm Atma. And my mate's like, you do know that's not a zone to farm in. I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
Okay. So make sure you're in the right zone.
All right. Do you have anything else to add for the yokai? So I kind of just wanted to give a quick... I still shit on how it was originally introduced, but I actually am kind of enjoying the yokai watch event right now, and I had to own up to it. I gotta own up to... misgivings, I don't know. Anything to add to Yokai Watch?
No, I've enjoyed it.
Did you enjoy it the first time around, or you just felt like you had to do it?
I felt like I had, I don't know, I enjoyed it at the start, and then I got halfway and I felt like, well, you know what? No, I just want to get it done.
You're like, I've already gone this far. I need to finish it off.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then after this event, I will have the same things you have, and no one will know the difference. That it took you 100 hours and me 20. But with that, I think we're going to get to the community roundup, partner. And I believe KK McLeod wanted to call in for this. I'm not sure if he's going to call in. So, Chille, why don't you plug anything you have going on and give KK a little time to call in if he prefers.
I guess I should plug our next episode of Moogle Go Round Radio, where we're going to have Mione on. We're going to talk about the patch stuff.
Awesome.
I'd like to shout out to Mushroom Radio. Go check them out. They're doing a podcast this Sunday. I'm not part of that, by the way, but I just want to shout them out anyway. This Sunday. Also, the artwork you can see on screen of my character, if you check out twitch.tv/SheHealsITank, was done by Luna Dragon. So, yeah. Also, I'd like to plug KK McLeod's Twitch stream, and also like to plug She Heals I Tank. Go check out twitch.tv/SheHealsITank, which you're listening to right now.
Yeah, if you don't know where She Heals I Tank is.
Review.
Okay, looks like KK. You have anything else, Chille?
No.
Be sure to check out Moogle Go Round, PlayStation Universe.
Okay.
Are you up to like 5 million downloads now?
PlayStation Universe is, I think it just reached 100,000 unique on Podbean.
Congratulations, Chille. Chille has always been a big supporter of this show, so everyone should go check out everything he has going on. One of the best friends for She Heals I Tank. Thank you so much, Chille. Let's see what KK McLeod has to plug today. KK, how are you doing tonight?
Pretty good. How's everyone?
I am good. So you and I believe Reisna have put together a list of some Final Fantasy XIV, I guess I would still consider them creators, but they're doing like merch. They're doing artwork. They're doing physical items.
Exactly. They are definitely content creators. They're artists, and then they can put their art into some sort of merchandising form. I noticed this because on Resna's streams, she has a whole lot of Grahatia stuff. And I said, well, I have a daughter who also seems to love Grahatia, and I would like to buy some of that
Is it the
stuff.
kindergartner?
No, it is not the kindergartner. It is the 18-year-old. And so she loves the Grahatia. She loves her cat boys and her elves. And if you just do a Google search for it, you don't really get a lot of it to come up. So I asked her where she got it. And she sent me at first a small list of some people. And I went to their sites, and I actually literally just bought some, sent it over to her because now she's over in college. And she got a package of a pillow and a little stand-up acrylic thing with both of them.
Awesome.
And not both of them, just of the same character.
Yeah.
And I did send you some pictures of just the quality of the work that she got, and it all, was all quite good. And so I figured that if she could send me more of a list, which she did, and then I could share it with you, and if we could put it into shout it out here, throw it into the Discords if other people would like to buy some sort of merchandise, if they want a Y'shtola thing, or a lot of people have a lot of thirst for Emmerich and stuff like that. If they wanted to buy something, they're more than welcome to go check out these people who do have stores.
Thirst merch.
That
is totally awesome. So thank you, KK, for sharing that with us, and thank you to Reisna for promoting that as well. We'll definitely be posting a link to this spreadsheet that you sent me into the show notes. And I'm not really the website person, but I'll talk to Avi, and see if we can make a page dedicated to like creators and merch and all of that cool stuff. So you said you bought some. Is there maybe a few you want to give shout outs to specifically, or should we just post this spreadsheet?
One quick second. I just got to get to the right one. The one that I purchased from, the name on the spreadsheet shows a sin. Twitter handle is Zepheneth. I'm sorry, it's so odd. And the shop is like shop.znth.com. So they had very, this stuff looked pretty good, decent prices, and some of the shops they open and close as the people have time to make these items and they're in stock. So there's a list of 21 of them on there right now with varying things, and some of them are cosplay bits. I looked at one of them. One of them had the bunny ears that Zeppla wears. Like I swear it's the exact same one that she wears on stream almost all the time, but they're a decent price. I looked at them. I think they're like $150, but they look like pretty good bunny ears. I'm not saying I'm gonna be buying some bunny ears, but worked for some. Works for Zepp.
Yeah, I imagine some of that stuff could be good for cosplay as well. Trying to do your Viera.
Lots of job stones. Those are minor things you want to show your paladin pride or your gunbreaker, whatever.
Yeah, and I think this is awesome because I know a lot of people like buying merch. A lot, like definitely job stones are very popular. So now, hopefully, we can create some sort of centralized portal that people can go to and check out all the different amazing creators out there that are making some Final Fantasy XIV merch.
Yeah, because like I said, if you try to do a Google search, sometimes it can be difficult to find what you're looking for, and there's a resource right here if you are looking for something.
That is awesome. Thank you so much, KK, for sharing that. Thank you again, Resna, for also
the real shout out goes to Resna on that. She's
putting
the one
that
made
together.
The list.
Well, you're the one that sent it to me, KK, so you get credit too. But thank you so much. Any shout outs you want to give, KK? Anyone else?
I am going to shout out one other person. There's a streamer I've been kind of following. Her name is Xandrii. Xandrii. She's moving to a more of a full-time streamer thing, and she plays a lot of 14. She does really well. She's into the Savages, and she constantly does Sea to Sacrifice extremes, and she's a decent person. She's fun to watch and chat. He interacts with chat really well, and find it pretty enjoyable to watch.
Awesome.
But some people that want to know, you would know if you've watched Gamerscape.
Oh, what, the Work to Game?
No, Gamerscape.com. She was on the A4 radio podcast.
Yeah, she was.
Right?
She was on Gamerscape Work to Game podcast one time. Yep.
All right, so check out Xandrii or Xandi.
Xandrii. There is an I-R in there. I just, the Z kind of made me think it was a Z, but it starts with an X.
All right. Well, thank you so much, KK. And like I said, everything he just mentioned will be linked in the show notes. It'll be on the blog post on our website, and we'll look into creating a specific web page on our site for everything that he just mentioned. Anything else to add, KK? You good?
Nope, doing pretty good.
Well, thank you so much. Really appreciate you, KK. For those that don't know, KK is our moderator as well. So really appreciate everything you do for the show, KK.
Thank you.
And have an amazing night. Chille, anything else you have for tonight in the community roundup? Any more shout outs you would like to give?
Well, I'd like to shout to Resna as well. Go check her out on twitch.tv/Resna. Also, go check out Phoenix Down Radio at twitch.tv/Phoenix Down Radio. Also, check out Shields Tank. Twitch.tv/Shields Tank. Also, check out Master Red. Twitch.tv/Master Red. Also, go check out that. Yeah, that'll do. And Gamerscape.
You nailed it, Chille. And oh, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say I really should write those down to make it easier.
So I just have a little bit of listener reaction this week. Most of the listener reaction was giving Avi all those amazing birthday wishes. But we have a couple iTunes reviews that I missed from the other month. We have one from Disco Cub, a 5-star review. Thank you so much, Disco Cub, who said, "My favorite Final Fantasy XIV podcast. Pete and Avi bring a lot of passion and fun to the show." Well, I have for the last month. I don't know about Avi. She hasn't been here. I've been listening for over a year and made the decision to start joining them live on Twitch about 9 months ago, and I cannot overstate how entertaining these two are. They're very relatable and very real. When things aren't great in the game, these two aren't afraid to call a spade a spade. They definitely make the lull between new patches and expansions worth the wait. If you want some high-quality entertainment, this is definitely the podcast for you. And thank you so much, Disco Cub. That meant so much to me. And I really appreciate you hanging out in all of our streams as well. So thank you so much for that. Soul 8 with another 5-star review. Got me excited to play again. It's titled, "Found the podcast about 2 weeks ago and I have listened to around 80 episodes. One of the game's best podcasts I've listened to. Love the interaction between Pete and Avi. Reminds me of how I am with my friends. Thank you and keep up the awesome podcast." Thank you so much for that, Soul 8. You're brave that you might have started at like episode 1 and got to 80 already. I hope you still like us at episode 233. There's a lot of episodes to go through. With that, I think that's going to be it for this episode. As always, we have enjoyed hanging out with all of you live here on Twitch. So thank you for spending your time with us. Be sure to hit that follow button so you know the next time we will be going live. And a big thank you to everyone listening to the podcast through iTunes, Stitcher, Podbean, or whatever app you choose to listen. You really are the reason we keep making episodes. And remember, wherever you do listen, it would mean a shit ton to us if you gave our little shit podcast a rating or review, like Soul 8 and Disco Cub. Or, just told a friend to check us out. Here, with Chille, I'm Vegan Pete, and I will talk to you next week. Goodbye.
Bye.